of UFC 279's headliner is one of the most unique in mixed martial arts history. A bout between two welterweights from contrasting origins who have captured the imaginations of spectators all across the globe.
The consummate fighter's fighter, the realest of the real.
Nate Diaz is one of the sport's foremost superstars.
There's no guy more famous in the octagon right now than Nate Diaz. Everybody loves him.
His style is just phenomenal for fans around the world. This man's exciting and they want to see him fight.
He is the face of the sport and all eyes are on him.
I laid him down, like tell him to say some now. I came to show you greatness and
Outstanding performance by Nate Diaz.
I'm the best, do I clear.
A brash antagonist,
We gonna beat your asses, that's what's up.
hardened by the Stockton city streets,
Stockton, California, baby, you already know what's up.
who has endeared himself to any human with a pulse.
He's a master trash talker. He's a black belt in it.
This little bitch.
He likes it. It's not going to bother him. Look at that. He flexes and gives you double fingers.
Because the thrilling finisher
Oh, that's it.
and former UFC title challenger
Oh, beautiful.
backs down for no man.
I'll fight anybody. I'll fight the toughest guys, the best guys.
Jorge Masvidal, he ain't no West Coast gangster.
I'm the best fighter in the world.
Oh, my goodness.
Conor McGregor, you're taking everything I work for.
Anybody who's the best guy is somebody because they came and fought me.
Connor's in serious trouble. Oh, my goodness. He's got him flattened out. That's it. He's got the chance. He just done it. He tapped. Oh, my goodness.
Changed the game.
Nate Diaz, you just shook up the world.
I'm not surprised.
A willingness to face all comers will materialize for Diaz once again as he welcomes an undefeated and frightening upstart.
Every now and again, an athlete comes along who captivates the attention of the entire sport.
A freestyle wrestling savant.
Oh, my goodness.
Fighting out of Stockholm, Sweden, by way of war-torn Chechnya.
Khamzat Chimaev has the quickest turnaround victory in UFC history at just 10 days.
It's over.
That is it! The hype is real!
The hottest prospect the UFC has ever seen, 28-year-old Khamzat Chimaev.
For me, it's no problem. Fight is fight. I want to fight with everyone.
Just like we flame.
Diaz, don't be scared.
Now I'ma start at all times. I can't never see me losing. Watch me do it.
Khamzat Chimaev, one and done!
The man is an absolute savage. I have the jab, I have the kick it. Ah!
The surging newcomer versus the veteran superstar.
I'm too real for this sport. I'm a man up.
Khamzat Chimaev versus Nate Diaz tops the show. Following another welterweight showcase in the co-main event,
It is Tony time, folks.
as former interim lightweight champion Tony Ferguson
People love Tony Ferguson
Ferguson with a huge uppercut!
because for years he has entertained us.
takes on China's greatest knockout artist, Li Jingliang.
Oh! The Leech with a stunner! That'll do it! 8th UFC knockout for China's best, the Leech!
But before the fight capital welcomes some of the best welterweights in the world, we present their stories like never before.
The guy come here playing poker and lose my money.
Stockton, California, can you see it? This fight is over! Oh my God!
No pain. Let's go. No pain. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on.
It's UFC 279 Countdown,
5-round fight, main event. Let's go.
and it all starts right now. MMA in Northern California has long been synonymous with the legendary Scrap Pack. A motley crew of hardened fighters and former UFC title challengers, which includes Jake Shields, Gilbert Melendez, Nick Diaz, and Nick's younger brother, Nate. While the oldest three members captured Strikeforce titles during their legendary careers, Nate was the lone teammate to spend his career almost entirely in the UFC.
A lot of guys don't train with I'll push you down and pass the side releases. So how I'm doing this is first off.
And he is the last one actively competing to this day.
Jake, Nick, and Gilbert were running the game. And I was 16 years old and I started training. I started working out hard.
Yeah.
Defensive, right?
Yeah.
He starts with defensive. This is really good.
That was the coolest thing. The benefit I had was that I understood how champions roll, you know?
So Nathan Diaz, his MMA debut, I bet his heart's racing.
And then when I started fighting, a fight was happening every 3 months, 2 months, 4 months, 6 months.
Into a triangle, though. He's got it. And he got it. Nathan Diaz, his first fight is a victorious one.
He's so aggressive with his jiu-jitsu. That's the great part about the Diaz family, always aggressive.
Killer instinct. That's something you can't teach. You have it or you don't, and he had it.
He's not going to get out of that. No, he's not.
I got a lot of good training partners to help me out, too. I got my brother Nick, Gilbert Melendez, Jake Shields, and I just feel like I'm getting better as time goes by.
So my whole life, it's been nothing but fight competition, and it still is.
Having the experience of your brother, what advice did he tell you going in?
Just train hard. He says, go beat that ass, don't be a bitch, you know?
There you go. Goodness. Nice job. Back to you.
Fighting out of Stockton, California. He's a street kid. I mean, you see the way he acts, his behavior, it throws off a lot of people. That's who he is. You know, he represents Stockton, California, and he's here to brawl. This 22-year-old is a rising star. Look at that, double fingers. He knew he had it.
Now in his 15th year with the promotion, Nate Diaz boasts a UFC resume that includes 26 fights.
Again, he connects with Gomi.
And 15 bonuses.
Another classic performance.
What Nate Diaz is a real warrior, a real veteran, a man who's been doing it for a long time against the very best in the world.
He's been who he's been the entire time.
We gonna beat your asses, that's what's up.
They're the new king of this now, and it's right here, all right?
Diaz brothers, they're no nonsense, they're all business, baby, and he's here to fight.
He owns an Ultimate Fighter Tournament trophy.
You are the lightweight Ultimate Fighter. You get the 6-figure contract with the UFC.
He fought for the one-of-a-kind BMF title belt.
He wanted to fight the baddest in the game. So they said, okay, let's make a belt. I mean, this is literally out of Nate Diaz's mind.
Oh, as advertised, this BMF title fight thus far.
Win, lose, belt, no belt, every fight I fight is gonna be the biggest fight. Not a fight, because I ain't fighting no suckers.
If you could be a superhero, like which superhero would you be?
Nate Diaz.
Diaz lays claim to a level of superstardom rivaled only by Conor McGregor.
The notorious Conor McGregor may very well be the biggest star in the world today.
His first UFC loss came at the hands of Nate Diaz.
He's got him flattened out. That's it. He's got the choke. Oh, my goodness.
You're a warrior, bro. We're the new king. Hard.
Nate Diaz, he just shook up the world.
Hey, I'm not surprised.
For any contender who now seeks a taste of that limelight,
Star power. And when you fight this man more often than not, it is the biggest night of your professional life.
or a shot at the welterweight belt,
Oh, he heard him. He heard him bad.
Edwards on wobbly legs with a minute to go.
their path must first go through Stockton's native son.
Again.
Diaz has Leon Edwards on the ropes. You gotta be kidding me.
This is crazy.
It wasn't until 2 years after Nate Diaz's iconic upset of Conor McGregor that UFC welterweight Khamzat Chimaev would make his MMA debut. A career delayed by the pursuit of his national pastime.
I'm a wrestler from Chechnya.
Yeah, do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it.
Left my dreams and come with my family into Sweden. Then I started to train MMA in All Stars.
Let's start the engines. Welcome to the All Stars Training Center, Stockholm. Our humble gym. Follow us. These are all the athletes that we've been training on the wall. The biggest star is Alexander Gustafsson.
Look at this! John Jones gets taken down for the first time in his career by Gustafsson. That's incredible. That might be the greatest title fight in the history of the light heavyweight division.
Jimmy Manuwa.
Manuwa showing off the power now. Everything he's throwing with bad intentions. Oh! That's it. Outstanding performance by Jimmy Manuwa.
Ilir Latifi.
Ilir Latifi, he has tremendous power.
Spent the bulk of his training camp at All Stars working with a lot of great sparring partners.
The pioneers of Scandinavian MMA. These are the living quarters for short period stay. Here was Khamzat's room before. He used to live here.
When I comes, I didn't have so much money. They said you can live in the gym. I was happy for that.
The first time I saw that this man can be something is when I saw how hard he was working. Outworking everyone. Hours and hours of pounding and grinding. Pads. Wrestling.
Good. Boom. Control. Nice.
Sparring. Fortsätta cirklar. That's when I said, okay, this guy, with the right guidance, with the right experience, he's gonna become a champion.
No fighter in UFC history has burst onto the scene quite like Khamzat Chimaev.
Khamzat Chimaev, an exciting fighter, an exciting debut.
Only had 6 fights, 5 stoppages in the first round, 1 in the second. No wonder the UFC snapped this guy up so soon.
Who began with 2 wins in 10 days.
There's the tap.
Wow.
Khamzat Chimaev by submission. Jeez Louise.
Man, look at this. Non-stop.
I mean, this is Khabib-like pressure.
That might be it. There you go.
And a 17-second knockout.
Khamzat Chimaev, 1 and done.
He broke the modern UFC record with 3 wins in the shortest time, and he's shot to stardom.
Before an October 2021 showcase for the ages in Abu Dhabi.
Finishing rate is 100%. His coaches want him to be of a singular vision to chase this welterweight belt. Tonight, he will try to crack at the top 11.
Khamzat's looking for a war, but he is not convinced he'll get one with Li Jingliang.
The guy is not that good. He's so easy. I just pick him up. Let's go to speak with Dana.
Oh my goodness! He's talking to Dana.
Brought him over to the UFC president so he could have a conversation.
Oh my goodness.
Leeching a lot of big shots here, trying to control the wrist.
Goodness.
But may need to defend the strikes.
He's got to move.
Chimaev trying to close the show midway through round 1.
Oh, he's under the neck.
Oh, under the chin here.
It's over. It's over.
That is it. 10-0. The hype is real. Khamzat Chimaev remarkably does it again.
What were you saying to Dana White? I said I'm the king here. I was there a long time. I'm gonna come for everybody. You believe me now?
I want to show to Dana, to everyone, I'm not here just to be a normal fighter.
I come here for everybody. I'm the champ. I'm the king here. Ah!
I'm gonna make some history.
Do you believe him now? Khamzat Chimaev has firmly put the welterweight top 10 on notice.
Oh, nice job by Chimaev. Oh my goodness.
Chimaev trying to close the show. Could be the end.
He's gonna go to sleep.
That is it. 10-0. The hype is real.
Following his first victory over a ranked opponent, UFC welterweight Khamzat Chimaev left the MMA world wanting more.
Everybody. I come here for everybody. I'm the champ. I'm the king here. Ah!
As indicated by the considerable interest in who he could face next.
Everyone's watching you. Everyone's already talking about you fighting these big top-ranked names. What do you think you should do next?
For me, it doesn't matter. Just want to fight, bro. Fight, fight, fight.
Dana said that maybe someone on this card could be next for Nate Diaz.
Hey, Diaz, let's go, brother. Let's go. I'm gonna get some smoke, bro. Let's see who is the real gangster. I hit everyone.
Khamzat Chimaev. He has tried to fight Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor, Leon Edwards, Brock Lesnar, if you need him, Colby Covington, GSP. He even wanted to wrestle DC. How many times has he hit you up to find somebody for him to punch in the face?
Yeah, Khamzat Chimaev is literally willing to fight anyone. Nobody wants to fight this guy.
Are guys afraid of him?
Yeah, 100%.
I was like, nobody wanna fight with me after that. The guys in the UFC, I finished him so easy and it was hard to find somebody. I wanna show the people who I am. You know, I'm here to take my belt. Then I get Gilbert Burns.
Former 170-pound title challenger Gilbert Burns has been a finishing machine in the UFC for nearly a decade.
If you go to the ground with this guy, it's a nightmare. He's a world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
And was ranked as the #2 welterweight in the world.
Oh, and he puts him down, and that is it.
Oh, the Rino's in love with that knockout life.
Oh, massive knockout. Gilbert Durinho Burns.
Then booked to face Chimaev in April of this year.
Very few human beings can survive with that man.
Today, you're not fighting alone. When you step in the cage, you have every one of us with you. You're ready, you're prepared. Time to take it, right? Let's go.
All right, fellas, it's that time. Let's take it off. Go! What's going on?
Gonna run? I wouldn't be surprised.
Every now and again, an athlete comes along who captivates the attention of the entire sport. Enter Khamzat Chimaev, intensity personified.
When you talk about the hundreds and hundreds of welterweight contenders that are out there grinding every day, for one to stand out so emphatically, but tonight he gets tested by a real world-class fighter for the first time.
And here he is, the 4-time World Jiu-Jitsu champion, Gilbert Durinho Burns.
But he could lose it all tonight, and he could lose it all and give it all to that man. It speaks to his confidence, it speaks to his will as a fighter, it speaks to the fact that Gilbert Burns is a warrior, and he'll fight anyone.
Burns and Chimaev have touched down in the gladiator pit.
Fight. Let's go.
Burns expected a frantic pace early.
Chimaev's got to try to control himself. There's a lot of hype behind this fight.
Oh, Chimaev heard him. Good right hand by Gilbert.
Oh, and a jab now from Burns.
We're already seeing Chimaev tested far more than any other fight so far in his UFC career.
Oh, good combination from Chimaev.
Yeah, I mean, this is a giant step up to go all the way to the #2 guy.
Bro, stressa inte! Snabb! Jag bara jobbar!
Oh, wow. Straight right hand drops Burns. Oh,
Gilbert trying to survive.
Burns trying to fire back.
Trying to swing from his back.
Powerful jab sat him down. That's a nice right hand connection from Chimaev.
Beautiful low kick.
Good jab from Burns. That got Chimaev's attention. We're getting to round 2.
Wow. That's a fight.
Stressa inte. Jobba med dina raka slag, Khamzat. Finta jabben mer och sen in med höger. Finta ditt jabb mer och sen in med höger.
I could make that fight easy, but I make that fight dogfight.
Oh, nice check right hook.
I just going forward and punching him. A lot of blood.
Oh, the 1-2 from Chimaev.
For me, it was me and Gilbert's head, you know. I take his hair off his head.
Oh, Gilbert pulls him to the left.
Oh, an uppercut for Burns. Chimaev backs up. Oh, he got caught.
The tide is changing, floods are coming, clear to see.
Oh, now Gilbert Burns. He's down against Chimaev. Big elbows from
much power, and I didn't follow what my coach said to me.
Hamza, du måste lyssna nu. Slåss inte med han! Slåss inte med han!
Khamzat Chimaev and Gilbert Burns. As intense as any non-title fight I can ever remember.
Young lions hunt with no patience. Relax a little bit. Think about what you're doing.
Chimaev starting to tee off.
Create the openings. Don't force it.
This is madness, Joe.
It's wild.
Burns still throwing fire. Blood in that right eye causing issues.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Gilbert's throwing hammers.
This is the craziest fight that I have ever called.
It's force and power in front of intelligence and smart fighting. And that will come.
Body kick for Khamzat.
You haven't even seen what he can do.
Khamzat Chimaev and Gilbert Burns go the full 15.
Wow, what a fight.
And for those wondering whether or not Khamzat Chimaev had the ticker to go with all of the dominating skills, he has that.
If you are going to be a legend, you have to put yourself in danger, yeah? And danger means that you have to fight the best all the time. We accept the challenges of fighting anyone, anywhere.
The victory over Burns placed Chimaev in the welterweight top 5. And rumors of his next opponent would quickly follow.
The UFC has what's called a war room, and Dana White films all sorts of things out of the war room.
What's up, gang?
What up, brother? How you doing, man? A picture from within the war room that if you blow up, you can read the wall that has Chimaev versus Nate Diaz. It's taken over the interwebs in the MMA space.
Khamzat Chimaev versus Nate Diaz? Does it make sense promotionally? Yes. You want to make casual fans realize that Chimaev is the next big thing? Good God, put him in there with Nate.
Chimaev versus Diaz, that works very much.
This is just a crazy fight to make.
I hope this fight gets made. If it does, fair play to the UFC, fair play to both men, fair play to Nate Diaz, because that's a tough fight.
This fight is going to draw huge eyeballs.
And so the story often goes. The UFC and one of its biggest names eventually came to a deal, booking Khamzat Chimaev versus Nate Diaz as the headliner for UFC 279, set to take place on September 10th in Las Vegas. For Diaz, the negotiations that began more than 1 year ago were not prolonged by the contract's fine print, but by the worthiness of his adversary.
Now get back on it right away. No break, no break.
They offered me Khamzat, but Khamzat is a new guy.
Good, keep pressure on him.
I just asked for like 5, 6, 7 of the top guys, and you gave me none of them. And now you're gonna give me the guy that hadn't, or just keep having done his thing. Have him fight Burns. Have him fight Burns. If he can beat Burns, then I'll fight him. You know what I'm saying? Here we are now, and he did his thing. So I got a fight on my hands.
Never reluctant to fight, only insistent that the opponent is the toughest possible challenge. Such has always been the demand for Diaz.
Conor relaxed and smiling. Oh! He slapped him! He's most certainly the biggest star in MMA, and what he's been able to do in such a short period of time has been nothing short of magnificent.
Yeah, Conor McGregor, you're taking everything I work for. I'm gonna fight your ass.
Well, few things in all of professional sports as dramatic, as intense, as special as a Conor McGregor walk and that left hand, one of the most potent singular weapons in MMA history.
Nate Diaz took this fight on 11 days' notice, but he's not going to get shaken, he's not going to get rattled, he's not going to Nate gets dwarfed by the moment. Oh! Nate's hurting him. He's hurting him. Nate Diaz taking it to McGregor here. He's got him flattened out. He's got the choke. He tapped. He tapped. He tapped.
Jorge Masvidal is here. Jorge Masvidal gets a massive knockout win.
Jorge Masvidal had a good last fight. So I know my man the gangster, but he ain't no West Coast gangster.
Two of the truest fighters to ever grace the octagon, Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz, have always done it their way, and that did not change en route to tonight's clash for the never-before-contested BMF belt.
Nate Diaz manifested this belt. He said he wanted to fight the baddest in the game, and that was him.
Oh, Diaz undaunted with a big right, as advertised this BMF title fight.
But the beautiful thing about Diaz is his stock never goes down because he always fights like this.
You know how much respect Nate had for Leon just by the nature of this fight coming together.
Well, he recognized that this is a big top contender, and those are the kind of fights that get Nate excited at this point in his career. Oh, look at Nate, looking like a horror movie, just wandering towards him.
He is as game as they come.
Oh, he hurt him.
Edwards on wobbly legs with a minute to go. Diaz trying to land that one seminal blow.
Again.
And potentially turn in an upset for the ages.
Oh, my goodness. He's got him hurt.
The iconic Nate Diaz goes down to Leon Edwards tonight.
Thriving on underdog status,
But his star continues to rise.
Diaz once again embraces a surging welterweight contender when he faces top 5 rising star Khamzat Chimaev on September 10th.
That's the thing about Nathan. You know, you could have offered him 10 names, and he's always going to pick the hardest challenge. So nobody wants to fight this guy, then Nathan's more than willing to step up and fight him.
Nice, Nate, nice. Keep winning it, keep winning it.
So I'd expect this to be no different.
It's a fight, as far as I'm concerned. Him being a favorite and everybody thinks he's gonna win by on what ground? You better take me clean out the way the odds are, right? Pressure's on, dog.
Diaz, as usual, delivers where he's never, ever out of a fight.
The California Central Valley has long been a hotbed for mixed martial arts, giving rise to the likes of UFC Hall of Famer Uriah Faber, whose new promotion recently touched down in the backyard of another homegrown hero, welterweight superstar Nate Diaz.
Uriah Faber had his card, and that's cool he's doing that. It's for the area especially.
209 has a big fight history, and we've got a great relationship down here and some amazing fights for the Stockton crowd, for the folks watching around the world. It's going to be an amazing night.
We put a lot of good fights together, a lot of competitive guys. We got some of the top guys in the area. You know, we got Joaquin Lopez, we got Ryan Loder, we got Nick Coring. We got a stacked 185 card.
My boy Nick Coring, I've been training with him since he was about 16 years old. I was about 19 years old. And so many fights, we all come. We're here to win, so we'll see what happens. Every time somebody fights, we all got a lot of support out of each other because that's how it should be.
And here comes the man, Stockton's own. He has been training with the Diaz brothers as far back as time and Cesar Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. And this is going to be a barn burner, #1 contender fight, kill shot. And Moses Mariano, let's send it up to Garrett Furtick for the official announcement.
Representing Nick Diaz Academy, Nick Killshot Coring.
Big left hand from Nick Coring, followed by right and another left. And Coring looking to end this quick. And Killshot is in the building, and this fight is over. Nick Coring is back. Stockton, California, can you see it? Nick Coring, unbelievable.
My boy Nick Coring, he did his thing, first round knockout, so it's perfect.
All right, man, what's next for Nick Coring?
Hopefully the UFC. Dana, if you're watching, what's up?
Once again, your winner by knockout, Nick Killshot Coring.
From the Stockton city center to the surrounding farmland, the region's top fight team goes from supporting one teammate to another as they prepare Diaz for a September 10th bout against Khamzat Chimaev on a nearby island escape.
We're about 30 minutes west of Stockton, near the Sacramento Delta. This used to be an island where they would take retired farming horses and they would let them live the rest of their life out here. That's where the name Dead Horse Island came about.
When COVID hit, we went there and we're like, dude, you have a real gym here, you have the water, you have a cool place to rent, so we just spent the whole summers out there for the last couple of years.
This is a pretty cool property where you have a 2.5 mile round loop. There's a gym. We can jump off the bridge, we swim, we run. We train for 3 to 4 hours every night, and Nathan is definitely one of the hardest workers in the room.
Always trying to do new, harder stuff. Harder than everybody, always. I train hard and I train for real and I fight for real. And it's always been for real. So, I'm sure Khamzat knows what he's in for.
Khamzat Chimaev prepares for Diaz half a world away in Stockholm, Sweden. With the All-Stars team that shaped him. And its newest member from Liverpool, England. Former UFC welterweight title challenger, Darren Till.
Darren, the Gorilla Till!
Every time I see you have new shoes, how much money do you have?
He's not my friend, he's my brother. He grew up in England, grew up in Chechnya, but we didn't know we was brothers. Then he called me, I'm your brother. I said, yes, we're brother, and then we meet and work like that. For my last fight, when we start the camp, he comes down here to Sweden, Stockholm. After 1-2 days, we become like best friends, always hang each other, training together. I'm making good shape last time. Then go back to Liverpool, eat like a lot of pork, come back and like, I don't know what's happening. He has good energy like me, you know, I do some crazy things always, and we're having fun together, you know. We was thinking about the fight, like Nick and Nate, me and him, you know, in same cage, 2 against 2.
The Diaz Bros versus the Smash Bros.
Stockton Gangster versus Chechen Gangster.
No, Chechen.
I'm not gang, I eat the gangsters too. I'm a monster for the gangsters.
Now known to the MMA world as the Smash Brothers. Till and Chimaev are iron sharpening iron in the gym.
3, 2, 1, go!
And they prepare accordingly for Chimaev's UFC 279 showdown with Nate Diaz.
Yes, we have a strategy. It's called no strategy. The fight with Nate Diaz, I think it's a big fight. He said he wanted a hard fight, so I don't think he can get no harder than Khamzat.
Take position. Take position with your takedowns.
He's bigger, obviously, stronger.
I want speed.
He has cardio for days.
Your arms are tired. Keep your hands up.
Khamzat's, you know, a force to be reckoned with. It's like a wrecking ball.
I want to see a lot of wrestling. I want to see a lot of wrestling. Let's go!
Diaz I took that fight because have some fun. I'm stronger than him physically, I'm better than him on the ground, I'm better than him on my power.
Darren, let's go. Rock and roll. 15 seconds.
He says he's dog, but I'm the wolf, you know. Wolves eat always dogs.
Time!
Can I eat him up?
Very good work. Very good work today. Good work. Good sparring, guys.
Stockton, California's history of economic downturn established a rugged culture that has long permeated the streets and hardened those who came of age within them. In mixed martial arts, that complexion has long been personified by a pair of homegrown superstars whose likenesses have canvassed the city for years. Nick Diaz and his brother Nate.
Yeah! Coming at me is a bad move. If I have to, I'ma pop off. Ain't no looking back, I gotta hit them, fan the opposition getting chopped off. I don't lose playing by the rules, knock them out their shoes until they socks off. To get into the nitty gritty, everybody wanna whip me, I am top dog.
I've seen Nick and Nate fighting live since, all the fights in Strikeforce. They were always very real, from the press conferences to the fights. What you see is what you get, through and through, 100% authentic. And one thing that I really respect about Nate, he's always constantly evolving his game. He's focused and concentrating on always getting better. And that's a sign of a true martial artist.
If we were just strictly street fighters, why would I still be here with the longest UFC career out of everybody?
You're getting sharper. Come on, that's it.
Nowadays, I realize I'm more conscious of that nobody else was doing that much fighting like how I was.
There you go. Keep up.
And like how my brother was and how anybody that I'm around is, because this is like a fight environment and this is a fight life, and I'll be here till the end of time. I don't think anybody else in a fight game, they could act like they are and they could say like they are. And I'm from this funny country where everybody's at war. This is real war right here. My whole life. And I don't think that's ever gonna stop.
No single person in this world chooses the life they are born into. They enter a vast spectrum of possibilities and are shaped by where they end up. While many share a less pleasant upbringing, like the one Nate Diaz endured, few can match the harsh reality that forged Khamzat Chimaev.
And Chechnya is totally different when you grow up in the war. Diaz, he's not that close of our toughness. He was in the school and he had the good life, he had the bread, but we didn't have that. I moved here and they bring us to immigration. We get the one room. My sisters, me, and mom, everyone's living in the same room. That was hard. A lot of people are talking about I am from the ghetto, I am from this and that. It's not the same thing.
No matter what the stakes, be it a fight for survival or a competition on the biggest stage in mixed martial arts,
That
this is the only way that Diaz and Chimaev have ever known.
This is our division. We gonna beat your asses. That's what's up.
And at UFC 279 in Las Vegas,
I'm an athlete, a warrior.
battle-tested men who never relent
And his status in this game goes absolutely through the roof.
will put their steadfast resolve to the test.
Nate Diaz is a fighter's fighter. He loves to scrap.
Nate comes to fight,
Diaz just relentless.
but comes as ferocious.
He wants to punch you in the face and he wants to put you to sleep.
He's strong,
Have you ever seen a phenom like Khamzat Chimaev?
he's fresh.
I'm the jab, I'm the kick. Ah!
He's not going to be able to keep up without tempo. Not us. Let's go. Come on. Let's go.
I see Khamzat putting on a clinic.
Star power. Every now and again, an athlete comes along who captivates the attention of the entire sport.
This is a title fight right here. Any fight I'm in is a title.
He's got the choke. He tapped. He tapped.
He's gonna go out there and do what he's gotta do, and I'm gonna do the same. I'm here to fight. I'm here to do my thing.
We should always be ready to fight everybody on our worst day.
It's Nick Diaz Army.
Then I'm coming to win.
Those guys are made out of different things.
And that's what they do for fun.
I'm happy, running. I feel little pain. I love it.
Diaz, I make it fast for him. Gonna go in, take his head, and go home.
UFC 279's co-main event will feature the return of former interim lightweight champion Tony Ferguson, whose first foray into the octagon was a welterweight campaign on The Ultimate Fighter.
170, Tony Ferguson.
The Ultimate Fighter really actually boosted my confidence knowing that I didn't know everything. Nutrition was a big thing for a lot of people, and supplements and knowing what you're gonna take. Like, you have to learn this as your sport. The only thing we could worry about was training. It's all in-house, everything's included, and it was built specifically for the fighter. But you have a very limited supply of fighters that have the knowledge and the grit to be able to sustain a tournament like that.
El Kukui drops bombs. Tony Ferguson is the Ultimate Fighter.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
After earning the welterweight tournament trophy, Ferguson would drop to 155 pounds.
He's got it. Every fight he's in is a war.
Where El Kukui would make his mark in the history books by winning 14 of his next 15 fights. And 10 pounds of UFC gold.
Oh, he's got the triangle. He is in trouble. That's it.
Tony Ferguson has done it. Ferguson is the UFC interim lightweight champion of the world.
But Ferguson is experiencing a career downturn
It happens fast. You can be on top of the world, and in no time, it changes.
and aims to resurrect another title run with a return to 170 pounds. The task of welcoming Ferguson back to the division goes to the best male UFC fighter that China has ever seen. Welterweight knockout artist Li Jingliang.
每一次背后有很多人去支持着你，这个我觉得不是每个人都能做到的，但是能做得到的，大家都应该有那种力量，我所谓的中国力量。我觉得这种力量 来自每一个毛孔，这是给我的感觉。我也是一步一步从没有排名，最后一名慢慢往前走的。想必未来在中国有更多的优秀的运动员会慢慢的进入 UFC， 进入排名，拿入冠军。
The man they call the Leech has made his presence known for nearly a decade.
中国人，我在这儿。
He's always looking for the finish.
He comes for war every time.
Oh, big knockdown here for the Leech.
Li Jingliang pouncing on
That's it. The Leech rallies for the win.
至于我在这个级别，我觉得我要做最努力的这个。我也希望拿冠军，我也希望把这个腰带能带回中国。
In 2 of his last 3 outings, Li Jingliang would truly put the division on notice. By adding another pair of knockouts to his growing highlight reel.
That'll do it. 8th UFC knockout for China's best, the Leech.
Per usual, Li Jingliang concludes training camp in his adopted South Florida home.
Jump. Good. Good. Let's go, baby. 30.
And the Leech feels primed and ready for a run at the 170-pound bout. As Tony Ferguson returns to the division where he's never lost. So a win for either man at UFC 279 could be their ticket to contention.
I won the Ultimate Fighter Championship at 170 pounds. I knocked every person out.
Killer after killer fell to this man.
I'm not gonna hold it back. I'm gonna win this fight.
Tony Ferguson has done it.
Yes.
每一个动作对对手来说都是危险。
The Leech with a stunner.
他有拳法，我也有；他有帅法，只是你没有看到我的帅法而已。想必这场比赛之后，你们会看到不一样的。
Tony Ferguson and Li Jingliang set the stage for fan favorites in the main event as 170-pound standouts Khamzat Chimaev and Nate Diaz go toe-to-toe in the fight capital of the world on September 10th.